Chris Creaky plays Earl Scruggs. Hot dog. Sure got him a nice shirt. Hey, boys. Oh, yeah. Hi, howdy, this is Chris Blair here at Bluegrass Buzz workshop. This is where I recorded my new record, Bluegrass Buzz. I'd like to invite you for a little studio tour, see where the musical magic really happens. One day a couple of years ago, my wife came home with a surprise gift of a banjo. This here banjo, in fact. I thought, oh, thank you very much, darling. At the same time, I thought, well, what's me and a banjo got to do with each other? But you know, after a few days, I sat down, I was plucking this here thing. I'll be danged if music don't start coming out of it. And started tapping my foot, having a good time. It's very important for bluegrass music to have what's called a mandolin. This here instrument, somewhere in the mix. This particular instrument has some nostalgic value for me, as it used to belong to my grandmother Lily when I was a boy in the 1970s. I remember her sitting there in her easy chair, strumming this here Saturn mandolin. Now she wasn't no Ricky Skaggs, of course, on this instrument. But she loved music, she sang songs, she plucked a few notes, and somehow I inherited this instrument, and I was glad because when I got the banjo and I combined it with the mandolin sound and an acoustic guitar sound, which I'll demonstrate next, I suddenly found I had bluegrass music, and, well, frankly, before long I had a bluegrass buzz going. Perfectly legal and probably more healthy than many substances that people imbibe these days. That's not to say that I'm a teetotaler. I do enjoy a snort of beer and wine on occasion. But certainly I've found in life that a musical buzz has no after effects, unpleasant after effects, that other substances do. For instance, you might just simply have a pleasantly sore ankle from tapping your foot, rather than a massive headache and accompanying symptoms from alcohol abuse. My wife, Linnea, bought me this year acoustic for my 40th birthday, more years ago than I'd care to enumerate. Another essential ingredient of bluegrass music in catching a good bluegrass buzz is having the acoustical guitar in the mix. The six string big box wooden guitar. Nothing like it. Bless her heart, she went out all on her own self, bought me this here Simon and Patrick acoustic guitar, made in the great nation-province of Quebec, Canada. Strictly speaking, drums aren't an essential part of the bluegrass sound. However, with the strange hybrid that I've been able to invent, I found that the occasional punctuation with a good drum track, with a good rhythm, can add to the bluegrass buzz effect. This here set was another gift. It was passed on to our sons, in fact, by their cousin, who had a teenage obsession with drumming. And as teenage obsessions go, it didn't last more than a few months, I reckon. And he passed it on as a gift to our sons, and well, I ended up playing them more than the boys did. So I just inherited them from the workshop out here. No questions asked. And find though for bluegrass music it's essential to use what the drummers call brushes. These are Chinese brushes, cheapest I could find. Didn't get them at Walmart, but ordered them all the way from Hong Kong for $9 a pair. You can't get a pair in any city in North America for probably less than $25 Canadian. Anyways, I'll demonstrate what some bluegrass drumming sounds like with the Chinese Hong Kong brushes. Alright, looky here now. This is something special. Right here in this here case. Once again, a gift from my dear wife, Linnea. Sorry for mispronouncing your name in the last take, dear. This here's an electrical guitar. Normally not used in bluegrass music. However, I've found that for the occasional musical effect, a couple of lines of smooth musical commentary from an electrical instrument can add to the effect if it's not overdone. And this here's a fine instrument for doing so. It's a Hagstrom Swede. Unfortunately not a Finn. They don't make Finn models because there's not enough Finnish guitar players, I guess. But it's Arctic White, and it sounds exactly like a 1950s Les Paul instrument. With the classic Gibson humbuckers. I don't know if they're humbuckers, but I just like to say humbuckers. But they're copies of the 1950s Gibson pickups that give it that classic warm, down home, feet up at a wood stove kind of feeling. Now, this is the last stop on our workshop tour for today. And none other than a grand old stand-up piano. This particular model was obtained for free on the World Wide Webernet by my wife Linnea. And the only cost associated with obtaining it was the hiring of 4 Pakistani students to try and fit it into the front house door, front of our house. Unfortunately it couldn't fit. They punched a hole in the wall and had to wheel it out to the garage, and no questions asked, I was glad to accept it as part of my workshop, even though, as you'll find, it's slightly out of tune. Nothing a good pair of pliers and a half-decent set of ears can't fix. But another nice bit of punctuation and musical commentary for catching a bluegrass buzz to have a bit of old-time piano occasionally in the mix. And if you don't have an old-time piano, get yourself a little Casio from a pawn shop for $10, $20. That'll do the trick. Well, I'd like to thank you folks for joining me for this workshop tour where the Bluegrass Buzz EP album was recorded. I'd like to invite you to join me next time, if there is a next time, God willing, when I will demystify some of the finer points of the recording process. And you can see where the magic really happens between the grooves, as it was, to make this wonderful, wonderful music. Remember, if it's bluegrass, you'll probably catch a buzz. This is Chris Blair.